What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, and I got a great episode for you. Something from nothing, but this one we got Leron, Dylan's brother, and we're gonna talk about watches. Now I know a lot of you guys watch the videos, and you're always like, "Big Herc, what kind of watch is that?" Are you into watches? And blah blah blah. Well, I'm a big fan of producer Michael, so is Leron, and we're big watch guys. We always talk about watches and cars. So he has an insane watch collection, him and his family. And one of the watches, it's amazing how the universe works because my business partner, Big Ant, he doesn't wear anything fancy. But there's a watch he showed me by Nicolas Cage that he said, man, if I could get a watch, I would get this watch. And lo and behold, Leron bust out with the goddamn watch, man. It's like, dude, this Rolex is insane. So I'm gonna let him get into it. And Leron, go ahead and lace these people up with some of these dope watches you got, man.
Well, thanks, man. I love watches, and I love talking about watches. So this is perfect for me. Yeah, we've collected watches, my family and I, for a long time. I remember being a kid. My dad had a Rolex GMT, and I remember him telling me this is the first watch they ever got to the top of Everest. This is Rolex was the first watch, and Chuck Yeager wore a Rolex, and so fine watches have kind of been just my thing, and I think they're beautiful. I love collecting them and sharing them. So got a few here. Start with this little guy here. This is a 2016 stainless steel Rolex Daytona. Got it just before the ceramic bezel. Beautiful watch. Can't really tell what time it is when it's too dark. But beautiful watch. Classic watch.
So what model is that again?
This is a Daytona, stainless steel Daytona.
The Daytona, so you got the Oyster Perpetual, the Daytona, you have the GMT, you have the Submariner, you have the Presidential. What's the big difference between the different, as far as the different classifications of Rolexes? Is there a big difference or?
Yeah, the movement. So this has got a chronograph on it for timing.
Okay.
That's why it's kind of been synonymous with race car driving, because of the timer on it, and Paul Newman wore one. And then you've got different watches, like the GMT has different movement from the Presidential. And they just vary based on what their purpose is.
Okay.
And then obviously, the subs and the Deepseas are better for diving. This one is the James Cameron Deepsea. So it's got the transitional face, goes from blue to black, like when you're going underwater, scuba diving. Pretty cool watch, really big, beautiful watch.
And it's crazy when people think Rolex is like, damn, I would take that off before I get in the water. But people actually dive with these watches.
Oh yeah, we're avid scuba divers, so we definitely take these down. That's what they're meant to do. But yeah, they are getting pretty expensive nowadays, so... But yeah, Rolexes are getting a little bit expensive these days. I've seen
the secondary market for a lot of the watches is like, dude, it's insane. The investments is like, they're going through the roof.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All of our watches have increased in value. I think the key is to buy stuff that's a little bit more unique.
Yeah.
Like this guy right here, Rolex GMT2. Was nice as it has the green face, the anniversary face. They actually just discontinued this one.
Wow.
So these have gone up quite a bit. But yeah, I think got this in 2006. Everyone said, why are you getting the green face? No, that's ugly. Don't get the...
Now everybody wants the green face. You can't find them.
Exactly. Rolex knows what they're doing. They don't...
And most of their watches are limited, right? They're not they don't continue to make watches, the same watch for years, right?
They will make a similar version, but something like this, they probably won't make again for a long time. A gold watch with the black bezel and the green face.
Okay.
Kind of unique. We've got a Ferrari Panerai GMT. These were the hot thing back in 2006 when they did their joint venture. But I think they made a few too many of them, and the values of them just tanked. But it was a really cool looking watch. got a JaegerLeCoultre Reverso, beautiful watch.
Oh, that's
really just the watchmaker's watchmaker. So what's cool about it is it's got the
that's dope.
flipping face. So it's pretty cool.
That's sick.
It's
So
classic.
for people who don't know, like when they think of Jaeger, I mean, that watchmaker is like basically like it's Swiss, but it's like super high end. Like people, like a lot of people think Rolex, but that watch is actually at the same level or higher than Rolex, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The Rolexes are fantastic. Their movements aren't as complex as some other manufacturers. Rolex is it's about the case, the material. They're not necessarily about the movement. They don't really make a grand complication like some of these other manufacturers. But so love the Jaegers. We've got a few of them. Just this one's my favorite. And then of course the Rolex Leopard. I was told it was called the Safari back when it came out. Pretty cool watch. And
so tell us a story about that watch, because how you guys acquired. I mean, dude, it's such a crazy story, and like there's not a lot of those watches, man, in circulation.
No, these. I mean, Rolex makes of these types of watches. They make very few. We all know the rainbows. They made like 100, 125 of each one. This, I would say, was the first rainbow, essentially, of the modern era. No one knew what it was. Everyone thought it was some toy watch or what, that brand toy watches.
Yeah.
And now it's really caught on. But yeah, we had tried to get it, but the watch store, apparently Dennis Rodman said that he wanted it, so he took the last one. This is what I'm told. And they had manufactured this one. It was supposed to go to Europe, and we got it rerouted to Orange County, and allegedly it's the last one they ever made. And it's just a beautiful watch. And so I don't know how many there are. I saw a guy in Vegas with one, and I saw a guy in Germany with one. Otherwise, and then obviously on Instagram, I've seen a couple of guys. But yeah, they just didn't make a lot of them.
And when I seen that watch with the picture with Nicolas Cage, it's like you look at the watch, you're like, dude, did they really make that? It didn't even seem like it was real, because it's a Rolex, but you didn't know Rolex made something that wild. Yeah,
exactly. Apparently it was made, the CEO of Rolex at the time made it for his wife. And that's the story I heard. But I think it's just a fantastic watch. And I mean, it just is classic.
Yeah, that watch it's just, man, when you look at it, it's just, I can't.
And everyone who I've seen wearing it, it suits them. It's a particular person. But I think it.
Well, even the story behind when your dad told me, he's like, your mom, he just can't get her anything, so he had to find something that's so different. And when he found that watch, he knew, like, man, I had to have that watch.
Yeah, we've got a pretty eccentric family, so this watch definitely suits her. And those are some of our pieces.
Yeah, man. I really appreciate you guys just opening up your home, your cars, your watches to us, sharing it with our audience base, because it's inspiring, man. Hanging out with you guys. We met, like I told you guys in another video, in Panerai. Happened to be hanging out, getting ready to go into Pebble Beach, and he's like, "Hey, Big Herc." I'm like, "Oh man, what's up?" And we started talking, and he gave me his number, I gave him my number, and man, it's like 3-4 years later, here we are, here talking about watches and cars and entrepreneurship, man. I think it's a blessing, man. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time to even sit down with us, man, to share this with our audience, man.
Thank you for coming. This is really an honor. I've been watching the Fresh Out series for a long time, and I had been a big fan of yours. So this has been a great opportunity and a great friendship. So thank you for coming.
Hey, you guys, Big Herc 916, Fresh Out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.